I'll just jump straight into it. My fiancée wants me to send my kids away from me so that we have enough space for her family. Sounds completely absurd, right? I wish it were something I was making up. Instead, I'm living that nightmare. My name's Jason. I'm 38, a widower, and the father of two incredible kids, Ben, 12, and Ellie, 9. My lovely wife passed away when Ellie was just 4. It took me a long time to even think about having another woman in my life. My late wife was just that special. So, for a long time, it was just the three of us holding each other together, like broken glass glued by love and survival. I don't really know if this is how it works with everyone else, because my kids handled grief a lot better than I did. They were the ones who cheered me up most of the time. For me, losing her felt like the end of the world. The only glimmer of hope was my kids, and they brought me out of it, helped me get to where I am today. Then I met Sasha. She was warm, lively, and always smiling. I don't know if this is a bad thing to say, but she reminded me a bit of my late wife. She made me feel like I could give life another shot, that I wasn't just meant to be a dad, but also a partner. I am going to say a lot of stuff next, but I want you to remember that Sasha has made me very happy. She is a great partner, just not a good parent. My kids were polite but not overly enthusiastic with her. I didn't push it. I knew it was tough for all of them. My kids didn't want a mom, and Sasha didn't really want to be a mom. She has never had kids, and I never asked her to be a mom to them either. I have always been enough for my kids. But I did believe that with time they would grow close together. I knew building trust would take time. But I hoped that if I gave it enough space, love would grow between them. Unfortunately, it didn't. My kids didn't hate her or anything, but they didn't really love her either. As months passed, I noticed the complaints from both sides. Sasha would say things like, they just don't want her around and they really don't like her. Meanwhile, my kids complained that Sasha never listened to them and only wanted things to go her way. I knew that I had to be the bridge between them. I tried to play peacemaker, convincing myself it was growing pains. Families are messy, right? Especially blended ones. I told myself that I had to be patient. I promised Sasha that the kids would warm up to her. Slowly, she just had to be cool with him. And I promised the kids that Sasha was a really great person, and one day they would see it too. I did all this hoping that I would soon see better days, but honestly, things never really got any better. And at this point, I don't know if it can even get any worse. I waited as long as I could to propose. I know from the way I've described things that anyone would feel that my life was a mess, but having chaos all around me made me actually feel normal, made me feel like I had a full family again, and I absolutely love Sasha. So I thought, what could go wrong? So even though I knew my children weren't super happy with it, I proposed anyway. Maybe because I was scared of being alone, maybe because I wanted to believe love could fix anything. Sasha said yes, cried even, and I felt like maybe we were on the right track. Maybe things would settle, maybe she'd open her heart more to the kids once we were truly a family. And then 2 weeks ago, everything shattered. We were having a quiet dinner when Sasha suddenly said she needed to talk. Her brother Evan had lost his job and apartment again. She wanted to help him. She said it was only for a while, and we were his only hope just until he got back on his feet. I don't know Evan that well, as I have only met him once, but I have heard enough about him. The reason we are his only hope is that everyone in her family had cut him off for being toxic. Her words. He's burned all of his bridges. Long ago, Evan got addicted to drugs, and no matter how much the family tried to help him, he did not listen to them. He chose to ruin his life, and he became a sort of black mark in their perfect family. But I cannot really blame them, because they did not give up. They only cut him off after he tried to steal from them. Since then, his only family has been my fiancée and me. So, I think you can understand why I was a bit hesitant to welcome him into my home. Also, there is no space, so it wasn't the only reason I didn't want him living with us. I asked her where she expected him to stay. She looked at me and said, without a hint of hesitation, that she wanted my kids to go to a boarding school. Then she added, just for a year or two. I laughed. I thought she was joking. She wasn't. I had to ask her if she was serious, several times, just to believe her. She told me that her brother needed help, perfectly aligned with what she was thinking we should do. She said that the kids need to experience life outside this house, and we need some quiet time together too, to plan the wedding, go on the honeymoon, and other things. She told me she didn't want to be rude, but she didn't want to spend every single second of her time with me around my kids. She wanted a little bit of time for herself too, which is understandable to a certain degree. But that doesn't mean that I send my kids to boarding school and let her brother live with me. And that's not all. She'd already researched schools, had links saved, had even called a few to get additional information. This was not some last-minute decision. This was something she had been thinking about for a while. When she saw me at a loss for words, she said that I didn't need to worry about cost either. She was ready to cover half the costs. Like this was a business deal. Like my children were boxes to be relocated so her brother could have their beds. So after that, I just told her no. I did not even think about it, which probably made her a bit mad. She got quiet, then upset, then loud. She said I wasn't being fair, that this was her family, that if I truly cared about her, I'd make the sacrifice. She said my kids would be better off there anyway. For the first time since I met Sasha, I genuinely felt afraid. Not for me, but for my kids. I tried being understanding. I know how tough this situation has been on her. My kids not loving her has definitely not helped, and seeing her brother struggle is painful. I understood all of that. That is why I offered to help Evan find a place, even pay a few months' rent, look after him till he was able to do something by himself. But she refused. She said he just needs a home, not handouts. I told her this is our children's home, not his. They need it more than he needs any of this. I believe hearing me say this truly upset her, because then she said this. She was tired of sacrificing for my kids. They aren't her kids, and it's not like she was asking me to leave them on the streets. She had found a great boarding school which would be better for their future. That hit me like a punch to the gut. The argument didn't end that night. It stretched into days. She cried. She begged. Then she threatened to leave. She said all this time she has done whatever I've asked, and this one time she wants to help her family, and I'm doing this to her. I didn't say anything. I didn't want to say something I'd regret, but I was breaking inside. I'm not going to lie to you. Seeing the person I love and want to spend the rest of my life with act like this really hurt me. I really didn't want to lose her. But she had to understand that nobody can be above my kids. Not her, not even me. They're the only reason I survived the worst years of my life. They are my everything. A few nights ago, Ben came into my room. He'd heard us fighting. He's a very smart kid for his age. He told me that he knows what's going on, and said that he wanted to go, and had even explained it to Ellie. He understood that the decision was making me sad, so he made it for me. Ellie nodded beside him, trying not to cry. Their only demand was that I visit as much as I could and buy them everything they wanted. I instantly had tears. I hugged them and told them that they don't have to think about this. This is their home, and they are not going anywhere. The next morning, I told Sasha that my decision was not going to change no matter what. I told her that arguing about it was just pointless at this point. There is no way I am going to stay away from my children to help her brother. I told her my children are way more important to me than anything else. I told her I would help with her brother and try to make as much time as I can for us. But I am never going to do what she wants. She didn't argue. She just said that she never should have started anything with me. She then packed her bags, threw her ring at the counter, and left. That was 3 days ago. Sasha says she is truly done with me. I have tried to talk to her countless times, but she doesn't want to. I don't think there is any way to fix this, but I still feel like I destroyed our relationship. But what could I have done differently? Not choose my kids. I am never going to think that choice was a mistake, but all of this still hurts. Is it my fault? Comments. Lavender Claus says, I don't blame the fiancé here. You are completely at fault. She made it pretty clear right from the start that she isn't that interested in the kids. And your kids didn't make her life any better by hating her. For you, they are the best thing in the world, but for her, they are just an extra hassle she has to deal with, just to be with you. All she was asking for was some alone time for just you and her, and the situation wouldn't have gotten so bad if you had just given her some extra time and space. but you never worried about that because all you think about are the kids. What bait one. Hi guys, it's Jason. Thank you for all the comments. I really appreciate everyone who tried to help me. Let me tell you what's going on. It's been a few weeks since Sasha left. I've been trying to focus on the kids, keep things normal, and hold it together. Ellie asked if Sasha's coming back sometimes. I didn't lie to her. I told her we were going through a break, and I'm not really sure if she is going to come back. Ben never asked. He understood what happened. I believe my kids are very happy with the decision I made. But obviously it's not that easy for me to accept what I did. So, I was having a rough time. I kept telling myself that maybe if I had just done things differently in the past, Sasha would still be with me. But I kind of also know that it's not true. While I was dealing with all this, something surprising happened. Sasha just came home. She showed up at the house yesterday afternoon, completely unexpected. No call, no warning. She just knocked on the door looking like a wreck. Messy hair, puffy eyes, and shaking. She was crying, like really crying. She said she had nowhere else to go. Before I could even ask, she hugged me tight and told me that I was right not to trust him, that he took everything. She was talking about her brother Evan. So, I don't know if I told you this or not, but after leaving my place, she moved in with Evan. He had already found a place, so they moved in together. She stayed with him, thinking at least she'd be with family. She told me she gave him access to her bank account so he could get back on his feet. She said she was paying his phone bills, covering his food, and trying to help him find a job. And now he's gone. Evan emptied her bank account and disappeared. Didn't leave a note, didn't leave an apology, just took the money and left her completely broke. It was like he hit the jackpot and forgot that she was the only person who believed in him. I always knew that he was not the kind of person who would ever change. But I also believed that he would never betray his own sister. I didn't know what to do at first. She had gone through a lot, so I invited her back in and I gave her a cup of tea. I let her cry. She kept saying that she got manipulated and made the worst mistake of her life. She begged me for help. When I didn't say anything, she told me that she was not asking me to come back. She knows she has no right to ask that. She just wanted me to help her for now and decide later if I would forgive her. She also apologized to the kids and told them that she was being a little too selfish. I'll be honest, I didn't know what to say. Part of me still cares about her. Part of me remembers the good. I told her she can stay for now, but we're not together. I cannot just forget what she tried to do. She agreed. She said she just needed time to figure things out. Promised to be respectful of the kids, to stay out of their space, and not to cause any more problems. Honestly, I'm happy with this, but something feels really off to me. The way she came in and the things she said didn't really feel believable. I know that Evan is foolish, but I don't think that he's foolish enough to screw over the only person who has backed him for so many years, especially for the amount of money he took. That's not something that will last him years. It was only a gut feeling at that time. But a few hours after she came back, I got a call from a friend of mine who lives close to the place where Sasha and Evan were living. He wanted me to do something for him and asked how it's going with Sasha. He's a close friend, so he knows everything that happened. I gave him the latest and told him how Sasha came back after her brother betrayed her. He asked me, when did Evan betray her and leave? I told him yesterday. He said that it is not possible. Turns out he saw them together this morning. Said they were talking calmly like siblings. He said there is no way what Sasha said happened. He asked me to be careful and I thanked him for telling me this. All I have done after that is think. Why would she lie about something like this? Why would she come back when she was the one who left in the first place? She knows my kids aren't going anywhere. So what could she want from me? I'm sure there is something she needs. Otherwise, she wouldn't have come back. Maybe she just regrets her decision. I'll let you know as soon as I find out the truth. Wait too. Hey everyone. It's Jason again. This person who's living with me and my kids cannot be Sasha, because the woman I fell in love with was not capable of even thinking of something like this. If you read my last update, you know that my ex-fiancée Sasha came running back to me crying and broke. She told me that her brother betrayed her and took everything. I believed her because why would I not? But then I also learned that something else might be going on too. And something kept bugging me too. I could notice that Sasha was a bit different. Sasha told me her brother disappeared with everything the day before she came to me. But a friend of mine said he saw them together the same day she came back. Said they looked completely normal, like siblings grabbing a coffee. She didn't look wrecked. He didn't look like a thief. So obviously something was going on, and what did I notice? She was too careful. She barely went near the kids, like she was trying too hard to play the quiet, respectful guest. No snide comments, no passive-aggressive remarks, none of her usual behavior. It looked like she needed to stay in the house no matter what, but what she wanted from me and the kids was unclear. So I did what I had to do. I started checking her messages while she was asleep, and the stuff I found was sickening. My friend was right. Evan never left. Not only that, but he is still living in the same place. Everything she told me was a lie. Everything. Every little detail. All of it was an act just to get inside the house. She was talking about how easy it was to get in and how tough it was to keep her cool because my kids annoyed her. All they have done is offer her stuff. So, it turns out I made the right decision. She absolutely hates my kids. Our relationship would have never worked anyway. After I found out all this, I needed to know what she was after. She was working together with Evan, so I imagined it couldn't be a good thing for me. But I still felt that she would never plan on doing something too bad to me and my kids. That's when I started digging deeper. And I found what she's really after. The reason she came back is to steal things from me. She is planning on stealing my late wife's jewelry. Stuff that's not just expensive, but emotionally priceless. I keep it locked away, but she knows where it is. She just doesn't know how to get in. I think she is trying to find a way to do that. And not just that, she's been talking to Evan about my property papers too. She wants to sell my house. They are planning to take my papers and sell my house illegally. The house my wife and I built together. The house where my kids were born. The house that holds every piece of my old life. She wants to take it, cash out, and leave. When I read all this, I couldn't believe that my Sasha could do something like this. Even with evidence right in front of my eyes, I told myself that it was just not possible. I have nothing but love for her. And even when she suggested that I leave my kids, I still didn't even think about cutting her out. She left me, broke our engagement, and is now trying to steal from me like I ruined her life. I recorded a conversation she had with Evan. She spoke about how easy it was going to be, said that she was just days away from getting the jewelry and the papers, told him to stay ready. Any day now, she will take back everything I took from her and make me realize the mistake I made by hurting her. How did I hurt her? By choosing not to leave my kids. She is acting like this is revenge. I cannot tell you how furious I am that I let a person like this inside my home, that I let my kids live with her for so long. I should have known that she was a monster. Now I'm done playing nice. I've installed a real camera this time, not just the nanny cam in the living room. Bedroom, office, hallway, even one inside the closet where the safe is. I want her to steal it so that I can catch her in the act. She thinks I'm too soft. She thinks she still has me twisted around her finger. Let her keep thinking that, because when she finally tries to make her move, I'll be waiting. The next update won't be a warning, it'll be the end. Stay tuned. Update 3. Hi everyone, it's Jason and this is it. This is the last update. Let me explain what happened. Let's rewind to 3 nights ago. After I caught her and Evan's full plan on a phone recording, I knew it was just a matter of time before she tried to make her move. So, I set the trap. Cameras were already installed in every spot she might go looking, especially the closet where my late wife's jewelry was kept. My safe, the property deeds, everything. All I had to do then was wait for her to do something. Don't worry, I sent the kids to live with their grandparents for a while, just in case anything else happened. I didn't want to put them at risk just to get some evidence. She didn't suspect a thing because I made it look normal. So, after what felt like an eternity, she finally did it. It was 2:36 a.m. I know because I didn't sleep that night. I was sitting in my car parked down the road, watching the live security feed on my phone. I had told her I was going out for a meeting and would only come back the next day. I watched her sneak out of the guest room barefoot, watched her walk quietly into the hallway, watched her try to open the closet. She brought gloves, a flashlight. It looked like she had planned everything. She knew the code and even had the tools. She was going full heist mode on me. Unfortunately for her, I had already read the script. She didn't even hesitate. She went straight to the back panel, pulled it loose just like she had seen me do once months ago, and started working on the safe. She opened it and stashed everything in her bag. At that point, I decided it was enough. I drove back home, quiet, calm. I walked into the house, turned on the light, and found her in the hallway, holding a bag and a pair of gloves like a deer in headlights. She opened her mouth to say something, but I beat her to it. I told myself that till the last second she would pull out and not do something like this. But she proved me wrong. I asked her to drop the bag and told her the cops were coming. She tried to cry again, claimed it was all Evan's idea, that she didn't mean it, that she just needed money, that I'd broken her heart, and she was angry and confused and didn't know what she was doing. I told her I don't believe her and that she isn't the person I fell in love with. She screamed at me, said I'd regret it. She said she was going to take me down. I told her I've got every recording, every text, every thread, and if she even tries to play dirty, I'll press every charge he can and show her face to every employer within 50 miles. The police came just after she left, and I told them about the situation. They managed to arrest Sasha half an hour later, and I gave them all the evidence I have. Sasha promised me that once she gets out, she will make sure I regret all this. But this is not even the best part. Through my friend, I learned that Evan, instead of helping Sasha, has now run off, taking everything she had. He has probably emptied her accounts and taken off with her stuff and car. As for me, I've filed for a restraining order, changed the locks, got a new safe. My kids are safe. The jewelry is safe, my house is safe, and so is my peace. I'm just happy Ben and Ellie are happy, and I am so glad that I didn't marry that woman. Long story short, I don't regret anything. Not choosing my kids, not setting her up, not letting her hang herself with her own lies. I regret falling for her, but I don't regret ending it. This is the last you'll hear from me. I'm moving on. Thanks for reading. Thanks for believing me when I didn't know what to believe myself. Comments. Harry Kane says, I loved what you did. It was very clever. She walked right into the trap. I'm so happy that the thing your fiancé tried to lie to you about actually happened. It's absolutely hilarious that her brother did exactly what she lied to get into your house. OP, you are a good dad. Your kids should always be your first priority. Nobody should be above that, no matter what, and choosing them should not even be a thought. Honestly, you did the best thing you could given the circumstances, and you should thank her brother, because without him, none of this would have happened.